There are shows with psychics.
And there are shows with doctors.
But there's no show like The Psychic and the Doc.
Your practical paranormal power unleashed.
This show synthesizes the talents of world-class medium Mark Anthony, the psychic lawyer, psychic explorer,
and street smart spiritualist, behavioral psychologist, Dr. Pat Baccili. All subjects are on the table and no topic is taboo. Inspiration, insight,
action, and fun as Mark Anthony connects callers with loved ones in spirit,
in tandem with Dr. Pat's fresh, no-nonsense, street-smart, intuitive insights. And she is hilarious.
Extraordinary problems
require extraordinary solutions, which may come from this side
or the other side. This is The Psychic
and the Doc, and it starts now. I'm Mark Anthony, JD, Psychic Explorer. I'm here with my esteemed colleague, Dr. Pat Baccili, and we are The Psychic and the Doc.
Woohoo!
Yeah, woohoo! We got a great show. The theme of tonight's show is the winds of change. But before we get started, I want to put a special thank you to the International Association for Near-Death Studies. The conference last week was historic, having Dr. Raymond Moody there on the 50th anniversary of his coining the phrase in his groundbreaking, world-changing book, Life After Life, having Dr. Bruce Grayson, one of the founders of IANS, and so many other amazing luminaries there, and all the attendees. And on the 27th and 28th of September, I will be in San Diego at the San Diego Transcendence Retreat. And then on the 10th, 11th, and 12th of October in Rhinebeck, New York, for the Omega Institute, we're putting on an amazing three-day retreat. You can find out about all of this by visiting my website, which is afterlifefrequency.com. Kindly sign up for my newsletter. You can go to the calendar of events. You can sign up for a reading, find out about what's going on. Also, Dr. Pat's website, Unstuckable, UNSTUCKABLE.com, is one of her incredible projects, which helps you do just that in your life, is get unstuck. Yeah. So Dr. Pat, why don't you tell everyone a little bit about Unstuckable before we get into the winds of change?
Well, it's related to the topic today because, people may see us here today, and I have to tell you, getting here today has been through the winds of change. More like the Santa Anita wind when you're getting ready to land in Ontario Airport in California. It's that wind, which reminds me of the show today. We're coming in, I'm going to Claremont, and we're coming in for the landing. And all of a sudden, we're not going to come in for the landing. And we're like, the plane is like, ooh, I'm at Disney. Now, life can be like that sometimes. But Kelly Clarkson has said it better than anybody. What don't kill you, make you stronger. And I have had a month, 6 weeks. And I got to tell you, I'm pumping my biceps for what's coming with the Transformation Network. I'm pumping up. How about you? Tell me, how was this conference, Mark? Come on now, talk about the winds of change.
Well, the winds of change at the IANS conference, International Association for Near-Death Studies, not only did we reflect on the last 50 years of consciousness and afterlife and near-death experience research. And as I said in my presentation, and I want to thank everybody, the positive feedback that I received has just been overwhelming. But what I said at the close of my presentation is thanks to Dr. Raymond Moody and near-death experience researchers such as Dr. Bruce Grayson and Dr. Jeffrey Long and so many others to mention, we have learned more about the soul and the afterlife in the last 50 years than in the prior 50 centuries. Yeah. And what we were talking about is, well, here we are now, Where do we go from here? And that's the winds of change. And the winds of change in the field of survival of consciousness and near-death experience research is that we're learning more and more. We're making new discoveries. The science and the technology are getting more sophisticated, measuring people's brainwave frequencies at the time of death and seeing a surge of activity, indicating there's a huge electromagnetic surge leaving the body at the time of death. This is just the beginning. So the winds of change there are just amazing. On another note, we've had two very significant losses in the last few days. Graham Greene, Native American actor. I remember becoming acquainted with his work the first time I saw Dances with Wolves. Just incredible actor. And then apparently today, Giorgio Armani.
No, wow.
Armani, Giorgio Armani passed. He was 91, apparently still involved. He called it his passion for fashion. I mean, really, when you think of fashion, the gold standard, the platinum standard is Armani.
Oh my God. Look, when I was in my little corporate job, come on now, 25 years in corporate America, started in the mailroom, worked my way up. I had this dream. I don't know where the bleep it came from, but I had this dream that I was going to, on my exit from the company due to them behaving badly, I was going to get myself an Armani suit. Why? I don't know why. Probably because at age 17, I spilt mustard on Luigi's $3,000 Italian shoes, and he educated me about Armani and everybody. But you see, you've got to have a vision, Mark. See, Thank you for honoring these people. Thank you so much. One of my favorite chefs passed away several weeks ago, and we don't hear much about her now. Chef Burnell. And it's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad. The winds of change happen all the time.
Yeah.
But we are here to help all of you navigate through that. You see, if you're going to take a ride and journey on those winds, you better have a great hang gliding thing attached to you, or you better have a parachute attached to you, or you better have a superhero somewhere that you know that's going to help you go through.
Yep.
But Mark, what has that been like for you? Because today, that's our call. That's our show today. It's really working with people today in the show to navigate these shifting winds. I said shifting. I didn't say a cuss word there.
Yeah. Well, things are always shifting. The earth is not stagnant, but I think we're more aware of it now. And change can be very frightening, as we all know. Young children don't like change. Elderly people don't like change. But the thing is, change is an inevitability. And with the winds of change, you may not be able to stop the storm, but you can adjust the sails. So with the winds of change, you have to go with it and realize that some doors close, others doors open. And it's just something that we all have to deal with. And that's one of the things about this show is we help people when they are caught in the whirlwinds of change. Because sometimes that change involves the death of a loved one. It could be the death of a beloved pet. It could be losing a job. It could be a financial loss. It could be issues with health. Sometimes the winds of change are wonderful. The birth of a new baby, new opportunities. And that's the thing about living in the material world. The winds of change are a constant.
I'm starting to see it. Okay, pop culture time now. We have 2 minutes. A couple of little pop culture things. I'm really starting to see it in some of the movies. Julia Roberts' new movie got a 15-minute standing. I mean, these people are getting fit. The Rock got a 15-minute standing ovation at the latest film festival. But I do have to mention a film that came out with Kevin Costner. Now, not your traditional Kevin Costner film. But this film for me, this came out in 2002, right before, when I was at my worst, before I started doing the show. It's called Dragonfly.
Yeah.
And for y'all, right, Mark? For y'all out there, I do believe it is still on Netflix. But Kevin Costner openly out in a film, and the undertone was all about the afterlife, wasn't it?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
Fascinating movie, but the trials and tribulations that someone like you, Mark, goes through, and me in my profession, even doing a show like this, that we go through from people that look at us and they either don't believe or maybe we're hitting the nail too on the head. But in the end, this show, you and I, we are of service.
Yes.
That's what we're doing.
This is our ministry. This is why Dr. Pat and I do this. And we're going to go to a short break. But when we come back, Dr. Pat, what do you say we go right to the phones?
Let's go to the winds.
All right.
Not the casino. Let's go to the winds of change. We'll be right back. Hey, everybody, welcome back. Psychic and the Doc, 1-800-930-2819. We're taking your calls. Let me explain the way this works. Give you a minute about it. What happens is you've been talking to Linda or Jessica or any other person around here that has picked up the phone. They have put you on hold. All we ask you to do is we're going to bring you on the show right now. Please make sure you don't have any speakers on. Make sure that you don't have the show in the background because we need a great connection to connect you with your loved one. Jessica, who do we have first?
Okay, we're going to go to Jennifer from California first. Jennifer, welcome to the show.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hi.
How are you? How can we help you today? And thank you for calling like a half hour ago. Thank you so much for really reminding everyone that this is a show that is so popular that you all get to talk to Linda. I hope you had fun with her. How can we help you tonight?
Well, I've called before, and you guys have been wonderful. And right now, my son went to heaven about 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I miss him.
So sorry. I'm so sorry.
We're very sorry. Jennifer, this may sound really flippant, but I have a male spirit coming forward who's handing me a pizza with anchovies on it. Okay, there's got to be something with anchovies and pizza. Maybe you love it, you hate it, he loved it, he hated it. But Jennifer, what's up with the anchovy pizza?
Loved pizza, hated anchovies, and he used to deliver pizza.
Oh, right. Okay. Now, like I said, your son's being funny. He's showing up with a pizza, and he hated anchovies, so he knows that you hate the fact that he has physically died. But him showing up as a pizza delivery guy or delivering you a pizza means that he is here. He's coming through for you. He also is explaining that even though you feel mired in your grief, he's also explaining to me that you've actually opened a new door. You've opened a new door in your journey through grief, and he said that you've taken a step up. And he's showing me like there's doors opening. I'm seeing this beautiful array of white light coming to you. He is visiting you, and this feels very much like a vision. It could be in the dream state, but what I believe he's telling us is that this door that has opened is you're connecting with him on a higher level than before. Does this resonate with you, Jennifer?
Not yet. I'm praying for it.
So guess what the pizza delivery boy's message is? You're praying for it. Now, let me give you a little bit of guidance here. Yes, absolutely pray. Ask the divine power. Ask God to send forth the spirit of your son, but don't try too hard. Don't fall into the I want this, I want this, I want this. Instead, invite and welcome the connection with your son, because I'm seeing a door opening, I'm seeing the white light, and I'm seeing you connecting with him on a really beautiful and much more expanded level. Now, my kidneys are hurting really bad. And he seems to be focusing on you. Now, you don't have to disclose any medical history, but this could be the kidneys are located just above the hips. This could indicate you may have some issues with your hips or something in your kidneys, but I'm feeling in the lower right side of my abdomen, I'm feeling this jabbing pain in the kidney. Anything make sense there in any way?
That's the problem he had.
Oh,
Okay, that's problems he had. So that's why he's giving me this. And okay, and you understand that. And okay, apparently your son has quite the sense of humor, because now he's singing a song, La Cucaracha, da 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 da. Now I know that means the cock. I'm not trying to laugh, and I'm not being facetious. And nobody really likes La Cucarachas, but anything with that song, or you having any problems with La Cucarachas, cockroaches? I mean, that I know that sounds weird. Jennifer, I have been doing this long enough to know that no matter how weird it is, just say it. Go ahead.
Not that comes to mind right now.
Okay, if I say La Cucaracha or that song, don't worry about how it applies to your son. What does it immediately evoke for you?
My aunt and uncle, because my uncle is Mexican.
Okay, are they in spirit?
No.
That may not be it. Most people, when they see a cockroach, they're reviled by it. Dr. Pat, I think I
gotta get in on a cockroach. Where are y'all from originally? Where are y'all from?
Well,
where are y'all from originally?
I was from Florida, and when I was a kid in Hawaii, I had a bad experience with a cockroach egg.
That's what I knew. Boom, bada bing, because see what I'm saying here. Now, when you're talking about a cockroach in Hawaii, you're not talking like I was from the Bronx. I can tell you about little teeny cockroaches, right? But when you're talking about Hawaii, they're like stuffed animals, aren't they?
Oh, they are. They're huge, and they're in the walls, and you turn on the light at night, you go to a room, and it's like a brown wave.
Oh, my God. Okay, so I wonder why, Mark, why your son brought that up. Tell me about that childhood experience, but also tell me about Hawaii, because you don't live in Hawaii now. What is your relationship to Hawaii and your son?
My son loved Hawaii.
Okay. Okay.
He and my dad, me and his dad were married there. And we went there on vacation, and he absolutely loved it. As far as the experience with the cockroach, it was a cockroach egg. It was in my Kool-Aid, and I drank it, and it was horrible. And my son loved dates, and I used to tell him that I hated dates because they reminded me of cockroach eggs.
Yeah, this is starting to make more sense now.
Mark, what do you got, Mark?
Oh, yeah. See, your son's bringing up all these things because he thinks it's funny, and he's not here to taunt you or terrorize you. But when you said I drank the Kool-Aid with a cockroach egg in it, and even though it was horrible, he said, but Mom, you got through that, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
So, Dr. Pat, What do you think that means?
I have one question for you. I want to go back to something you originally said. You said something like, I'm trying to connect. Did you say that? Did I get that correctly, Mark?
Yes.
Where you opened up and you said, I'm trying. Okay. So I want to talk about this because we both of us would like to help you with getting rid of the word try to find out what's blocking that. What seems to be in the way, from your perspective, are you being able to communicate? What seems to be the roadblock right there?
You asking me?
Yes.
I say it's because I hurt too much.
That's it. Okay. So you know that this part of the journey is about grieving, and sometimes, Mark, tell me if I'm on track with this. Sometimes the spirits know that it is too hard.
Yes.
They know.
Yes.
So it's not like you're doing anything wrong. You see, it's just timing, I believe, Mark, correct?
It is, and that's why he said when you drank the Kool-Aid with the cockroach egg, and it was horrible, but you got through it, Mom.
Yeah.
Do you see why he's bringing that up? And Dr. Pat's doing a great job of laying it all out. It isn't easy. It's horrifying, but he knows you're going to get through this. And when we say get through this, and Dr. Pat, I know you understand and you counsel people this with grief, you don't get over it. It's a process that you go through.
Yeah. But I have a different question. I know we're short of time here, but I do have one other question for you. And the question really is less, it's what is it about your son's passing other than just loving? There's something else underneath this. Is there something here that you feel responsible for? Is there something in here? There's something that feels a little bit like the edge of a rock to me.
Well, I feel responsible that I didn't save him.
That's, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go. You do know now that you couldn't save him, right? Do you know what we mean by that? Mark?
I know what you mean.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, Jennifer. Go ahead.
I just still kick myself for things.
I know.
Well, part of being a mom is thinking that you can always be there for your baby, whether your baby's a week old or 50 years old. A parent always wants to be a superhero who's able to swing in at the last minute and save the day. And we all want that, but parents especially. Yeah. And that's why he wants you.
I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead.
No, he asked me if he was going to be okay, and I told him, yeah, and he wasn't.
Yeah, but that's okay too, because part of being a mom is consoling and helping diminish fear. I mean, wouldn't you feel worse if you said, no, you're not going to be okay, you're going to die?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to be facetious, okay? Dr. Pat, what's your take on that?
I want to get back to love for a minute, because this is all about love, and it's not about blame. Of course, from where you sat, whatever was involved, it sounds like some medical situation or something. You did what every mom would do that loves. You assured him it would be okay. And as hard it might be for you to think about this now, and I highly suggest you go to the support group that Mark will tell you about in a minute.
Yes.
Because the guilt and shame around this, it doesn't go away. I don't know a mom on the planet that has lost a child that doesn't hold some level of guilt. Sure. But you telling your son it's going to be okay did not cause this. You see, that was so far out of your control.
And Jennifer, okay. Are you affiliated with Helping Parents Heal?
I am.
Okay, good. Stay in touch with them. Every week they do online events. Actually, next week I'm going to be online with them. I believe on September 9th. Yes, the 9th.
Right.
Helping Parents Heal is such a beautiful organization because no one should go through losing a child alone, and they make sure that you're not alone.
Okay.
I agree.
Thank you, Jennifer.
I'm not leaning on them as much as I should.
But just lean heavy.
Away. That's what they're there for. Lean. Exactly. Jennifer, God bless you, and thank you for calling in.
Thank you so much. Wow. Jessica, back to you.
Okay. Next, we're going to go to Debbie from Arizona. Debbie, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hi, Debbie. How are you? How can we help you tonight?
What you're talking about is so interesting, but I just wanted to make a mention. Do you know that you can't hear Jennifer online?
No, I didn't know that.
I could hear your conversation and Mark's, but I heard nothing that she said.
Well, let us do this because I think Jessica will take a look at that, and
Okay. Yeah.
that's kind of an interesting little eerie thing.
Let's take a quick break.
That's an eerie thing. Let's take a short break.
Why don't you all just keep going, and then
Okay.
I'll just do what I need to do on this end.
Okay,
I like that.
Thanks, Jessica. All right.
So how can we help you tonight?
I would like to contact my daughter.
Okay. Stand by.
2 years ago, she passed.
Okay. Hold on. First off, please accept our deepest sympathies on the passing of your daughter. When you hear me pause, it's because I'm listening to the spirit. So just stand by.
Okay.
All right. Hold on.
Yep.
Ooh. Female energy coming through, and I'm feeling this pressure. And first off, and for you, Debbie, and for everyone else, when I start giving evidence on how people physically passed, I know it can be very upsetting, but this is one of the first things that they give me. And I'm getting a tremendous amount of pressure on my face, my eyes, my throat, and my low back. And I feel like I can't breathe. And it's like all of a sudden my lungs are just stop working. So whatever this was seems like it came on pretty quickly. And I feel like there's almost a paralysis of my heart and lungs and ability to breathe. And then I'm getting this issue in my low back. Does any of that make sense to you in any way?
All of it.
Okay. So we got your daughter here, and now this is really interesting. She's giving me a song, and I hope we're not violating any copyrights, but I'm hearing chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chiree, da da da. That's from those Mary Poppins. Chim chimney, chim chimney. Right. So okay. Look, I don't fling out random songs from Disney movies for 400, Ken. But is there anything about a Mary, because Mary Poppins, Julie, because Julie Andrews played it, or about that would make sense to you? It doesn't necessarily have to apply to your daughter, but would resonate with you in any way?
No. We had a song, but it was not Chim Chim.
Hold on.
Movie.
Always be very careful about immediately going to no, because the no syndrome creates a block. If I say chim chimney, or something about chimneys, fireplaces, Mary Poppins, how does that make sense to you? Don't worry about how it applies to your daughter in any way. First thing that comes to your mind. Don't think, feel.
Other than singing and dancing, nothing comes to mind.
Okay, so you're still doing the no. Not at this time.
Sorry.
I understand what she's getting at. Now, chim chimney, what were the chimney sweeps? Their job was to take these big brooms and clear out the chimneys to open the air passageways, okay? Now, you said that there was something going on with her breathing prior to passing. What was the physical cause of her passing?
I don't know.
Okay.
She was in the.
Let's go ahead.
She was in the hospital. She was in the hospital for problems that she was having, and we didn't think it was that big of a deal. But going into the hospital is a big deal. But she was in the hospital 2 days, went into a coma, and that was it. Everything shut down. Everything shut down.
So the chimney reference is about her ability to breathe, okay? And what I'm getting...
breathing on her own.
See, there we go. See, do you see now how chimney is making sense now?
Okay, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Now, she keeps giving me apples. Now, most people like apples. I mean, it's hard not to like apples. But apples can be maybe, you or she loves or hate apples. But apples generally are an indicator for the month of September. because I associate harvesting apples with September. However, apples can also be a reference to somebody in the teaching profession, or maybe somebody that was going to a higher level of education. Why? Because you give a teacher an apple. Apple, and I found this out or realized this a couple of years ago, it could also mean people that use Apple products, okay, like an iPad or a Mac as opposed to Windows. So I'm getting all these apples. What's going on with September, apples, Apple computers, or teaching?
Number one, I'm talking to you on an Apple phone. Number two, September 17th.
That was the day. Okay, so we got two references to Apple there. All right, and so your daughter too, like the spirit before, the young man, she has a bit of a sense of humor. That's why she's throwing in the apple. So also she knows you're talking on an Apple iPhone, but she's also tempering that because she knows that September is particularly difficult for you. And she said, Mom, would you just go buy that dress? Mom, would you just go buy that dress? Mom, this keeps getting repeated. Are you been looking at some dress that you really want? Because she keeps saying, Mom, would you just go buy that dress?
So when you say Mom, that sounded just like her. That's what she always called me. She didn't call me Mom, Mommy. Not mother. It was always Mom.
Okay, but let's get to the dress. You gonna treat yourself to a new dress?
Nope.
All right, Dr. Pat, I'm turning.
Okay. Yeah. No, look, this is so obviously we got a trickster here because you emphatically said no, right? That would be like, sounds like that's the last thing you'd ever do. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
That's it. So you got a little trickster going on here because that was like a nudge. Know what I'm saying?
Oh my God. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
A few years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, we were going somewhere and I did have to buy a dress. And I probably have 3 dresses in my life. So yeah, dress now, it comes to mind, yes.
Okay, I'm going to give you quick because I know we have people waiting, but I'm going to tell you what it really means because sometimes when that is said like that, the question mark always comes up about, are you really treating yourself well?
No.
Right. The answer is no, correct? So a message like that is a reminder for you to put yourself first now. And we don't have enough time really to go into the detail, but I think you know what I'm talking about. You haven't, right? Yeah. You haven't been putting yourself first. Would you agree to that?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
So what are you going to do to make that change? Because we're talking about the winds of change tonight. So you have to really pick something to change.
I am doing what she was going to do. She was taking care of her mother-in-law. And that's been my job for the last year, was taking care of the mother-in-law. She's 86.
Okay. I got to tell you, I have so many friends that coach people about this. You cannot take care of another person until you put your own oxygen mask on. So what are you going to do, you personally now? We're going to hang up now. But I really want you to think about starting tomorrow. You're going to pick 3 things you're going to do for yourself. And we don't care what it is. No, well, you don't have to go get a dress.
Right.
But please tell us that you will take action on your own behalf for tomorrow and treat yourself. I don't care if it's a day off.
Absolutely will.
Or get the anchovy pizza from the last caller. It doesn't matter. Will you do that? You've got to do it. Okay?
Okay. I will.
Okay.
Definitely.
Thank you. Yeah. And you got to call back and let us know. I mean, unless you love anchovy pizza, do something else. Okay. Thank you.
No.
Oh my God. I love anchovy pizza. Come on. You just can't be around people for 3 days. You have to eat it. Okay, Jessica. You just don't want to be, you ever eat anchovy pizza and then walk into a room of people like, you know, I did that at an event. Yeah, I did that the night before an event. And I walked in there and I'm like, people are like, what's wrong with you? Jessica, who's next?
And I'm just going to say you cannot pay me to eat anchovy anything. But we're going to go next to Jonathan from Seattle. Jonathan, welcome to the show.
Hey, Jonathan, how can we help you?
Hi there. Thanks for having me and us. So the winds of change, I'm hoping they help us. We've been in a situation where a very important person died about 4 months ago or so, and we haven't really gotten the information that we need. As a matter of fact, we've gotten conflicting information. Mark, I can give you some details about where she died and under kind of the disturbing circumstances, if that would help.
Let me ask you a question before you go there. When you say we, are there two of you on the call right now? That's important for us to know.
Well,
like you have another person that's part of the team here?
Well, there's myself. There's the mother of the person who died, who's in the same house.
No, but I mean now on the speakerphone. Right? We just want to make sure we're getting the right message to the right people. It's just you.
There's my wife who's on the couch listening.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
good.
And then
good. Good to know. Good to know.
Also, Jonathan, you have to realize that when you go into spirit communication, and you can't go in with an agenda. I need to know this, and this. Because when you do,
fair enough.
It's I want, which is similar to the no energy that I discuss in my book, The Afterlife Frequency, and it creates an energetic block. It's always best to check your expectations at the door. And you also have to realize that the spirit is not on the witness stand, and we are not cross-examining the spirit. You will tell us this and this and this, because that's not how this works. We're communicating with another dimension. And they're emitting these electromagnetic waves to me, which are going to get converted into recognizable pieces of information based on my memories, feelings, and cultural associations. Also, the spirit that you want to come through may not be the one which does. Other people that you know may come through first, because it's a whole process, okay? So I'm going to open up and see who comes through. Actually, I'm getting a male energy coming through that is connected to you through your father's side of the family and feels like he could be a couple generations above you. So this could be an uncle, could be a grandfather, somebody on that level. And what I'm getting with him, he was an elderly man when he passed, and I'm seeing male pattern baldness, hair in the back of his head and around his ears, and it looks pretty white, gray or white. He was a bit on the thinner side when he passed, and I'm also getting heart slowing down. So what I'm getting here, Jonathan, is this gentleman, he was elderly. It looks to me like he could have been late 80s, possibly into his 90s. It was not a big surprise that he was going to pass. And I'm getting numbness in my mouth, my lips, my tongue, and my fingertips and toes. So he was having circulation issues, possibly a neurological component, but definitely circulation. Do you recognize this person?
It could be someone that we recognize. Not so much the circulation issues, but everything else did seem to fit.
That'll work. Now, he keeps making me taste, and I like these. So, roasted pumpkin seeds with salt on them, like that kosher or the Himalayan salt. And I'm seeing pumpkins. Now, normally when I see pumpkins, that pulls me into the Scorpio timeframe. Scorpio runs roughly from October 20th through November 20th. There could be births, deaths, anniversaries, or events, not just connected to the spirit, but connected to you or someone else close to you here on planet Earth or in spirit. But I'm getting the Scorpio time frame, October 20 to November 20, and I'm getting the whole pumpkin seed thing. So if pumpkin seeds make sense in any way, and you got to realize when they have the reasons why they bring up what they bring up. Anything Scorpio, pumpkins, pumpkin seeds, anything there?
Well, close. My mother, or rather the victim's mother, was her birthday is in late November, so maybe there's a connection there.
Well, right, because pumpkins are also associated with Thanksgiving, not just Halloween. Right. Okay, So we do have a younger female coming through, and immediately I'm getting this massive impact sensation in my stomach, and I feel mud, cold, wet, mud. I know this is getting kind of intense, but I'm getting this impact sensation to my abdominal region, and I feel a sense of, and please forgive me, a sense of suffocation, and I feel mud, could be clay, very wet sensation.
There was a procedure, a skin procedure, that was being performed either when this person died or, it was perioperative, if you will. In other words, it was certainly related. It was, maybe it was coincidence, but there was a skin procedure, and sometimes when I think of mud, I think of mud packs.
Right, those mud packs and stuff. Okay. Hold on. There's a reason I'm pausing. Just bear with me for a moment. All right. She said that there was a loss of consciousness, so she was not conscious when this happened. And she said, my heart gave out. My heart gave out. And I'm getting bum. It feels, when I've connected with spirits who've died from what's known as a ventricular fibrillation, which is where the electrical system in your heart gives out, that's what this feels like. And she said that it was so rapid and so final that nothing could restart it. Huh.
That's pretty much in keeping with what we're being told by the records that happened. The cause of death was considered, it's kind of a fine line. Natural causes related to an undiagnosed heart condition in a woman who wasn't necessarily, middle age.
Right, exactly. If you get someone that's like, late 30s or into their 40s, you don't expect them to have, a bad ticker. But she says, right, like that. And what I'm getting from her is, and look, I'm a lawyer and I used to sue all kinds of people for clients, but she's telling me it was no one's fault. It was no one's fault. She said, my heart gave out and it was final. And she keeps giving me the number. I'm seeing a Roman numeral 12, XII, 12. Now, that could be the 12th month. That could be the 12th of any month. That could be the 12th hour. But Roman numerals I find very fascinating, as opposed to just the, the regular, the way we Arabic script, they call it, but 12. Anything with Roman numerals, the 12th month, the 12th of any month, but I'm seeing 12.
Interesting. That's going to take a little more thought, but
that's fine.
My experience is that sometimes, but suddenly it could come to me and be like, oh my God,
Hey, what's with Chicago? What's with Chicago? Have you been? Any connections with Chicago?
Well, there was a time where the person who died was going to Chicago quite a bit. I was looking at some. Hold on.
Stop. Hold on. I don't mean to interrupt, but this is how they work with me. When a spirit gives me a message of an explanatory or advisory nature, she's talking about her heart gave out, it was nobody's fault. We're not sure what the 12 or the Roman numeral means just yet, but when the spirit follows up an an advisory or explanatory message, meaning how she died, with an objectively verifiable fact in Chicago, and she used to go to Chicago quite a bit. The verifiable fact of Chicago is how the spirit is letting you and I know that we've properly received and interpreted the message before that. So anytime during a reading, if I say verifiable fact following a message, we know we got it. Please forgive me for interrupting you. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead with what you were about to say.
No, I certainly appreciate that. There was, it was a pivotal career development for her, one that she didn't necessarily, want to be a part of, but it involved going to Chicago quite a bit. And it's funny, I do remember, maybe a week ago, looking at some of these old texts that she had sent, where more than once she said, yeah, she couldn't spend time with me or us because of having to go to Chicago.
She wants to leave you right now with this message, and I'll turn it over to Dr. Pat. Now, this is an interesting message, and we had a reference to Hawaii earlier on the show. She said, Mom needs a Mai Tai. Mom needs a Mai Tai. Now, I'm not advocating anyone start drinking alcoholic beverages, but she goes, Mom needs a Mai Tai. And I do know that at the Royal Hawaiian Hotel on Waikiki Beach is the Mai Tai bar, which is where I think Mai Tais were invented, for lack of a better term. Anything with Waikiki, Hawaii, or maybe Mom needs a Mai Tai.
I don't know, but I'm certainly open. Or how about a play on that? Mai Tai as opposed to your Tai. I mean, what could that mean? A tie.
Your interpretation is always more important than mine. I'm merely the conduit for the information. So. Hold on. Dr. Pat is a mistress, not a master, but a mistress at figuring these things out. All right, Dr. Pat.
So it's not my tie. It's my time. It's my time. It's not my tie. It's my time. Okay. So there are two things that I know. I don't want to be long-winded, so I'm going to cut right to it. There's some reason you're pursuing this on her behalf, correct? Please don't share it, because we don't want to get in. We don't want to say anything today that would affect what you're doing. But obviously, you're an advocate for this person, and this person's passing, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So sometimes what happens is there's something about this situation that is clearly, if you all are poking around in it, it's going to raise a level of awareness. And here's what I want to say about it. Sometimes there are things that aren't directly related to the person, but sometimes this level of awareness and what you should be doing, and I love that word should, I don't use it a lot, is because you're poking around, you're going to get them to clean up. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I mean by clean up? Do you know what I'm saying when I say clean up? So. Yeah, clean up their act.
Kind of, right.
Now, having said that, it doesn't take much to have either misinformation, miscommunication, or mistakes. And for me, there's nothing Mark and I are going to say to get you off of the trajectory you're on to get at the bottom of it. You got it? We're not telling you not to do it. That's what I want you. I want to make sure you hear what we're saying. We're not telling you not to do it.
I do hear.
Okay. Yeah. It may not be for this person.
Right.
But there's a reason that you're being called to do it. Yeah. There's a reason you're being called to do it.
And also there's a balanced message. Maybe it was, my time means it was her time to go. And that needs to be either confirmed but it needs to be looked into, and then maybe we'll get those answers.
Well, let me give you the two sides of the same coin. This is important for you to hear. Okay. It's my time for both of you. See, I can't do it. I don't know how to explain it, but it's a coin that has the same sides, and both of them say my time. From where you sit, it's my time. It's your time. From where she sits, it's her time. You understand? So there are two parallel energies that are the same. It doesn't mean one or the other, but it's both y'all's time. That's another way to say it.
Yeah.
It's both of your time.
And this is perhaps.
Yeah.
No, that does resonate. I feel like that interesting.
Good.
Very interesting.
Because because I think though, for me, this is the last thing I want to say to you. I think though, for me, when you're really thinking about this, you're going to need some outside support to help you with this. You're going to need some outside, I don't know what lawyers call them, but you're going to need some support to do this, because my sense for you is you're not going to get off this. This is something you're going to pursue, but I highly encourage you not to do it alone.
Yeah, no. And thank you. And sure. I take that encouragement, and yes, and the winds of change will come about hopefully with, many people helping out and getting to where we need to go.
Yeah, and here's my little punchline for you if you're ready. Check your parachute before you jump out of the plane.
Ooh. Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying to you. That's what I'm going to leave you with right there. Okay, good.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you for calling in.
Dr. Mark, thank you so much, folks.
You
thank
bet.
you so much.
Thank you, Jonathan.
I love that. You got to check that parachute. I love that, Mark. A lot of messages tonight that really required my brain. Like my brain is hurting right now.
Yeah, these were a complicated group, and I know that we've got other callers on the line, and we'll be back next week. And so, callers, please call in. And next week's 9/11. Interesting.
Yep, it is.
So for the people that we didn't get to, please call back next week because we'll be taking your calls again. And the winds of change. When we were talking about the theme for the show. This is the peak of hurricane season. Now, I'm not wishing hurricanes upon anyone. I've been through almost 30 of them and 3 tornadoes, and that's all the winds of change in that context I ever want to be through. But the thing is, we're shifting away from summer into autumn. And there's a metaphor here, the summer of my life into the autumn of my life. And people shouldn't look at that as a negative thing because change is an inevitability. And once again, you cannot control the wind. You can only adjust the sails as to how you deal with it. And that's why Dr. Pat and I are here, is to help people adjust those sails.
No kidding.
And yeah.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you for a great show tonight. Jessica, thank you for all of your coordination. And of course, Linda for picking up those phones as well. For those of you, we'll be back next time with a very, very special edition of The Psychic and the Doc. Mark, before we go, give out your website, would you? We always forget to do that.
Afterlifefrequency.com. I invite you to go and sign up for my newsletter, and you'll find out about my tour events coming up. September 27th and 28th, San Diego Transcendence Retreat. It's called Bliss on the Bay. I'm going to be one of the speakers. I'll be doing light circles for 6 people, spirit communication events, plus a lot of my colleagues in the spiritual field. It's going to be a beautiful location, beautiful events. Then October 10th, 11th, and 12th in Rhinebeck, New York at the Omega Institute. And I understand tickets are going fast for both of these events. So if you sign up for my newsletter, afterlifefrequency.com, you'll get a newsletter tomorrow. And for the San Diego Transcendence Retreat, if you sign up for my newsletter and get my newsletter tomorrow, you're going to find out how you can get a discount to the San Diego Transcendence Retreat. So Dr. Pat and I will be back next week. My website is afterlifefrequency.com. Dr. Pat's website is unstuckable.com. And we are here on the Transformation Network. Good night. God bless. And we'll see you next week.
You bet.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for tuning into The Psychic and the Doc with Mark Anthony and me, Dr. Pat Baccili, right here on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Hey, look, come back next week so we can explore with you more of life's many challenges and learn from fascinating guests. And you know what? Even Mark and me. We'll connect you and discover insights from people in this life and from the afterlife. Extraordinary problems? Yeah, they do. They require extraordinary solutions. But step into the world of possibilities with us on The Psychic and the Doc. That's every Thursday, 4 p.m. Pacific Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on TransformationTalkRadio.com. That's TransformationTalkRadio.com. And don't forget, we're also live face-to-face on Facebook.com, Transformation Talk Radio.